What is up, guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. Real quick before we get into it, I'm not going to talk long here, but I just want to give you some context of the video you're about to see. It was a video I've been trying to put together for the last year. Lots of excuses as to why I didn't do it sooner, but a year ago, September, almost a year ago today, I went out on a trip to hunt antelope, western South Dakota, solo hunt, archery. And got out there, had a blast, but realized at the end of my trip I wanted to focus on some whitetail bucks because I found a whole mess of huge whitetail deer. And so yeah, an incredible hunt. I just wanted to give some context. Again, this is a year ago. This isn't anytime now, and I'm actually gearing up right now to jump into the same hunt, same place. It's almost same time, and so hopefully we'll have some more content for you guys. But yeah, by far the most challenging, fulfilling hunt I've ever been on, just because of the physical challenges, mental challenges I had to put myself in, the patience that I learned from this hunt, incredible. I could sit here and explain it all to you, or I could just let you watch it. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to hit play and let you guys see the content and the things I was able to capture and enjoy a year ago. So check it out. Well, good morning. It is been a little while since I've been on the camera. I made about, I don't know, a couple of videos last season and had a couple more I wanted to make, but never had the opportunity to really finish those. I think I just lost motivation, if I'm being honest, because I didn't have the content that I wanted. But I figured I'd start off 2021 with a little bit of a different take. I'm actually out in western South Dakota right now, antelope hunting. I just hit antelope country here, and so I'm spending the next couple of days. It's Thursday today, and I'm going to spend till Saturday antelope hunting. But the craziest thing is I got to a spot out here I'm going to be glassing for a while, and the first thing I see is a huge whitetail buck, which I wouldn't have ever thought that I'd see whitetail out here just because it's antelope and mule deer country. But anyway, y'all have to forgive me for the audio quality on this video because I left my mic back at the house. And so but yeah, we're gonna see what we can see. I got a lot of public land I can cover today, so I'm just parked out here at this beautiful church, and yeah, we're gonna get on the road. I've got stayed in a small town last night, just about 40 minutes outside of where I'm trying to go. And so now that I'm where I need to be, we're gonna head out and try to get some antelope down. Well, that concludes my first stalk of the morning and the season for antelope. That was pretty fun. I had to hike about a mile down to that creek, and then just walk that creek up to get where those antelope were. Never got close. The closest I got was when I had the decoy out and was trying to get that one to come in, but he is still too far out for him to care or maybe even see me. So, but I jumped several nice bucks down in that creek, and there's a pile of whitetail deer down there. But I've got a couple good more spots. I'm gonna maybe find a water hole to put up a blind at some point. So as for now, I'm gonna eat some breakfast and find a new spot. I've got that group of antelope bedded down over here across the highway, and so I see one buck at least, and I have to review the footage to see what the rest of those are. I think it's just a group of doe.
bedded up next to him. So this is the closest water source to him. And in fact, that buck, ever since I saw him right in the beginning, he was pretty much just staring right up here. He just bedded down, but I'd imagine they're gonna be up here as soon as they get thirsty. So I gotta figure out where to set up my ground blind, but I'm feeling hopeful. At this point, just set up the ground blind and then probably just roast in a blind until something decides to come in. So that's that. We'll see what happens. Well, that was completely insane. I'm just sitting here eating. I turned around this little hole right here and I looked out, which is behind me, which I wouldn't have thought that they were going to be here. And all of a sudden I see 2 or 3 doe standing up on the ridge where I first got video of them. And so I'm watching them, I'm like, okay, well, I didn't realize they were going to come out over there. They're looking right at my decoy. And so they all come up, and that buck comes up, and he's snorting, making all these weird noises. He's trying to herd his doe together, and I turn around, and there's 3 doe right here in front of me, right on the decoy pretty much. I'm like, shoot, like there's nothing I can do about that. It was too early for me to move around and try to shoot, but then I turn around, look back at this buck, and he's charging right for me, right for the blind, right for the decoy. So I get my bow, I get all knocked up, getting ready to pull back. And I'm waiting, nothing. So I turn back around and look, and so he charged and then turned back around to herd his doe. But apparently, his doe that were up here, he didn't like that they were by this decoy buck, and so he did not like that. So he was charging over here and charged back, and so they went to the far edge of this water hole and then went up the draw a little bit. I don't know what I'm gonna do, whether sit or move. They didn't look like they got any drink. They were out in the dry part where I walked through to get up here. So. But man, that was incredible. They did exactly what they thought they did. They were going to do, except they split me in half. They had, doe and a herd on one side and half the herd on the other side. So that was awesome to get that close and have that experience. That buck at one point was about 60 yards, and if I would have had a window open right here, I might have tried. But I'm just looking forward to the next opportunity. So we'll see what happens. Alright, end of the first night pretty much. And I have got a spot for tomorrow. I wish I had brought my zoom lens. That buck, that big one that I just had on film, was coming this way. And so I flipped around onto this public land right here. And I'm on the fence line, so that way is all private. This and all the way down is public. And there are some beasts in this field. There's probably 4 huge bucks that are just the same size, if not bigger than the one I've got on video. And if I hadn't jumped out so quick, I literally thought about putting my zoom lens in my pocket, but yeah, they're moving around. There's also a pile of antelope back there. So what I think I'm gonna do is just sit here till it gets dark, get in the car and head out. But tomorrow I'm coming back right here, and I'm either gonna go way down the creek or just walk down this fence line again and see if I can just get remotely in the area. I can see where they came out of, and it's on the public, so. Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's funny because it's like reality. It's like I'm up, I promise. No more snooze. Oh. I need to pop me one of these. Good old emergency. Feel a wicked old sore throat coming on. Good old pour over. great news. That spot where those bucks were filtering out of that field is in fact state land. So, or rather walk-in property. So I'm downloading the map now and eating a little bit of a freeze-dried breakfast, and bought an extra SD card here in town. So man, I'm pumped. I'm excited. I pull up my map, zoomed in. Sure enough, right where that buck, that big 8-pointer, filtered down into those that creek bottom, and where all those doe were, are free for me to go out and try to get them. There's that fence that cut that field that made me real cautious, because there was a sign that said you're exiting walk-in property, but thankfully that is just for that corner, going towards the field they're all feeding in, but then all the rest is all mine to go and wander around in. So I'm excited about that. I'm ready to eat some breakfast. I might leave that area for later on this evening. I'll probably go hike back in there about 3 or 4 o'clock, and then catch them, hopefully getting back into that field. And man, I'm excited. I'm excited to get out there, and there's, man, so many good bucks that were out in that field. So eat my breakfast, shut up, stop talking, and get to some more action. So looking forward to seeing what the evening holds, but until then, breakfast time. Gosh, if I could be less cheesy, I think my videos would probably be a little bit better. So yeah, that's a side note, but okay, I'm done. camera focused in on those deer, just watching them so I can lay down behind this log. They're still just bedded down there, dozing off every once in a while. There's two other doe up there and one fawn that's bedded down. The doe got up and moved around a little bit, bedded back down. My hopes is at about, hold up, just about 9 o'clock. I'm hoping around 11 or so, when it starts to warm up, get pretty hot, that these deer want to get out of the sun and into the shade, which could either bring them to me or further away. So right now it's really a 50-50 on where they're going to go. My guess is they'll probably keep heading up the creek away from me on the private. The only reason I say that is because there's a big water hole up that way, and out here, this creek bottom's way different than on top of where I've walked into. It's sagebrush and desert. I mean, so water is a rare commodity out here for these deer, and so they're going to travel wherever they have to get water. And there's actually a closer water source right over my shoulder. Well, the one where those doe were getting a drink yesterday, but not very big. And I would assume that if that big water hole up back behind them is still full, that's where they'll be heading. So I'm just going to sit tight and watch them, and hopefully in the heat they start to move around. go check on this deer here in about 30 minutes. Oh my gosh. I think he's down. Oh, I'm so pumped right now. Oh my gosh. Oh my, he's such a huge 8-pointer. Oh my gosh. Here's that second arrow that passed through the hips. Yeah, it's got a good amount of blood. I might hit some arteries in there, but gotta use my phone for microphone again here. Oh man, this is incredible. I can't believe this. I literally had this buck on camera yesterday morning, last night. Now here it is in my hands. So blessed to take part of it. It's such a cool sport, and a cool place too, man. It is absolutely beautiful out here. It's hot as hell right now. It's about 95 degrees, but it's still a beautiful day nonetheless. I'm gonna have to make quick work of cleaning this thing up. I'm gonna do it like an elk, just take all the meat off the body right here, and I got some game bags. I'll throw it in, put the head in the back, and take it out. I got a long hike out of here, and this is gonna be tough with however many pounds of meat I'm gonna be carrying with me. But what a blessing! What a blessing, man! It's incredible, so incredible to be here. Well, I got all the meat hanging. I'm exhausted. It's just about 3 o'clock. Still gotta get the head off the carcass, and then there he is. Big old 8-pointer. All right, pack it up. All right, there she is. I'm gonna tell you right now, that is maxed out. I could barely get any of those straps to go. That has got to be, I don't even want to put a number on it. It makes my brain hurt. So, I carry all that stuff by hand. And about 2 miles out, way over there, right in the sun, no shade once I get out of this creek. So, if you guys never see this video, probably because I died out here all alone. But I had a heck of a time doing it, so. All right, enough of the cheesy talk. That was pretty cheesy. One last sip of water and hit the road. This is gonna be funny. Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna make it. Some might not. I got to the road, took a shortcut so I could drop my bag and go get my car. I still got a good ways to walk, just without the bag. But I feel like death. And I don't got much water. Always pack more water than you think you'll need. Let's take a little nap real quick. Hitchhike. All right. Hallelujah. Thought I was gonna die out here. Strange enough, I had service when I got onto the road, which I never have whole trip. So gave Rod a call. He was wanting to know if I was dead or alive. Gave Max a call. Oh, let's get this thing all packed up. Well, that's that.